coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts.
Hey man, shout out everybody out there on Team Banky Pound, man. I appreciate the love, man. Appreciate the support. Let's go, let's get it, man. We out here. Man, can't nothing stop us. Rain, snow, sleet, or shine, allergies, all of that. We coming 2026. Let's go. Let's get it, man. We on the road to 150, man. Y'all see how much fun we be having when we all get together, even when it's a small party. Yeah, you didn't see that if you ain't got the membership. Shame on you, but the blame on you. But meet and greet is everybody, man. We just gonna party like it's 1999. Let's get it. Let's go. TBP Nation, stand up, man. We about 20-something subs away from 111K, man. So I appreciate you. Everybody who ever subbed, everybody who ever liked the video, commented, talked about TBP Nation. I appreciate you. Love is love. Listen, one thing for certain, two things for sure. When you hit receiving in prison, before you you start your bit when you hit receiving. Your bid is officially started. All the jail stuff, they might credit your time in the jail, this, that, and the third, but you ain't in the penitentiary until you hit receiving. And once you hit receiving, bro, that's when it's going to be make or break right there. That's when you going to determine right then and there how it's going down, and that's just a taste. It really is. It's just a taste, but it's going to give you a good idea of what you're facing. And man, that's one of the hardest, harshest realities that you could think of, bro. If you in receiving, getting ready to be going to a penitentiary for whatever amount of time you got, and you know, if you got 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 years, life sentences or whatever, you're getting a bird's eye view of how you're going to have to be living. Because 9 times out of 10, it all depends on what jail you was in or where you was at, but 9 times out of 10, you was in a cell by yourself throughout your jail stay, you know, but sometimes they got dorms. You might have been in a dorm, this, that, or the third. But when you get to receiving, you're gonna have to get a bunkie. That's probably your first bunkie you did when you in the cell with somebody else. You're gonna have to deal with them whether you like them or not. You're going to have to learn how to adapt and cope to what they got going on. They could be a bammer. They could be a sucker. They could be a snorer, snore real loud. Could be funky like a monkey. You know, whatever the case may be, you learning now that this is part of the things I'm going to have to deal with. And let me tell you something, that receiving I went into, man, and you know, Southampton receiving, man, I'm telling you right now, bro, the only thing that was good about that joint was the food. Because the food was an upgrade from the jail food. But other than that, bro, you go and receiving, bro, you fighting. I'm telling you that right now. Because everybody coming in there is either young or either they on their way back to the penitentiary. So it's just so much going on in there. Everybody mad, everybody irritated, everybody know they getting ready to go do all the sentences has been over. You don't need to play nice now. You need to get into the mode that you're going to be into, be who you're going to be, because you already got the time. They can't do nothing else to you. They done gave you the time. You see what I'm saying? That's it. So dudes will be in that joint wild, and dudes trying to get in shape for the penitentiary. Dudes is fighting over the weights on the weight pile. They fighting on the basketball court. They fighting in the block trying to get a reputation for when they go to penitentiary. Somebody say, yeah, he was knocking dudes out. And see, they doing all that. They cutting with the razors. You know what I'm saying? So, man, I'm like, okay. So receiving, if you nervous pervers, then you gonna fold, man. You had dudes getting taken advantage of in receiving, bro. You had dudes getting tricked out of their manhood in receiving, bro. You had dudes getting extorted in receiving. You heard me? I'm telling you what I know. Man. So it was crazy work, man. I already had it in my mind, like, man, come on with it. You know what I'm saying? Whoever, whatever, come on with it. I'm setting examples. You know what I'm saying? But I won't looking for nothing. But it's gonna come to you. It's gonna come find you. You know what I'm saying? I.e., my situation. That wasn't really my situation, but it became my situation, and I ended up getting up out of there early. You know what I'm saying? But maybe that was a blessing in disguise for me to go to the wall to see did it even get more violent, it even get more bloody, it even get more dangerous. You know what I'm saying? So I could be prepared for the 33 years that I would eventually do that I didn't know that was ahead of me. You know what I'm saying? So man, that receiving was, when I look back on it though, it was just, and then the officers, the response time gonna be so slow. So you're learning and receiving too that I'm on my own. Ain't nobody gonna save me. It ain't no such thing as save me. There was a lot of jumping going on in receiving too. It's a lot of jumping going on. So because you got to think it was mostly uh, Big R in there, mostly Richmond. You know what I'm saying? Tidewater was in there, but the receiving when I was in, it was like mostly Richmond, man. It's like 60, 70% of the dudes from Richmond, and they was already banning like it was an unwritten rule that, you know what I'm saying, even though we out here on the street shooting at each other, cutting each other throat over territory for drugs or whatever the case may be, fighting and shooting at each other over girls or whatever, we in the penitentiary, man. We from Richmond, we gonna stick together. It seemed like it was an unwritten rule. See, because I'm gonna tell you, I told y'all for my whole entire bit, man, there was no greater mob or clique that stuck together than Richmond. And I'm talking about even when they came in there with the gangs, with the Bloods, the Cribs, the GD, whatever, that they all incorporated into the Virginia system. They still weren't bigger than the Richmond mob. Word up. They still weren't bigger than the Richmond mob. And the Richmond mob still was more dangerous than all of them jokers. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, man. I mean, as a collective, yeah. I told you what happened when they got to beefing with them up there at Wallace Ridge, man. They got slaughtered. They got to say, don't beef with them guns. Some of them be not here no more. If it don't be for them people having them guns to bust and them dogs to bite, some of them jokers wouldn't even be here. They wouldn't have been here, man. Them dudes was down on them. So, yeah, man, but they had that already and received it. It's like it's understood. The bar is understood. Okay, whatever we got going on the street, man, we might be beefing, but in here, man, we got to stick together. And you get to swing on one of them Richmond dudes in receiving, man, they's going to be on you like a pack of hyenas, man. Especially out on that yard, on that weight pal. Pack of hyenas, my dude. Then you got a lot of young dudes, they arguing over petty stuff. They fighting over petty stuff. They trying to establish themselves as a force to be reckoned with because they going in the penitentiary. And to be truth be told, everybody's scared, but everybody want to act like they not scared. Everybody want to act like they not scared. That's why they fighting. That's why they doing this and doing that. So you going to get caught up in that wave where somebody going to try you, talk slick to you, whatever the case may be. It won't really no whole lot of Bethlehems running around. I don't even think I seen one. I seen plenty of razors, though. They was cutting them razors and breaking them razors up and putting them razors on the end of toothbrushes or whatnot. They was really doing that for real, for real. They was melting them down or putting them on the end of a melted plastic, or they was just holding them in their hand and they was slicing jokers with them joints, man. In receiving, you know what I'm saying? And they called this Southampton the Gladiator School. You did? So, man, you gonna have, man, dudes was crying, dudes was checking in receiving, bro. Dudes was crying getting off the block. Dudes was trying to going on suicide watch because they sitting in there with 10, 15 years and they seeing how they gonna have to do it. And they go on suicide watch. They be trying to tell the people they gonna hang themselves. They gonna kill themselves. You see what I'm saying? And you ain't gonna be able to shake that because even if you ended up, I mean, getting you some hard to say, man, all right, man, that's gonna be in your jacket for the rest of your sentence, man. Everywhere you go, they're gonna have it. The counselor's gonna have it in there. Oh, he attempted suicide, or he was scared, or he needs to be in mental health, or he need to have a mental health evaluation, or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Because they gonna have it in your jacket. It's gonna be with you for however long you do. So it's crazy, man. And then like I say, man, it was receiving. Food was good. The food was excellent. They was feeding real food in there, and that you might as well get used to that too, because you ain't gonna get that nowhere else you go. From that point on, it's all downhill with the food. It's straight down here after receiving with the food. But in receiving, you getting pancakes, you getting bacon, you getting eggs, you getting muffins, you getting oatmeal, you getting grits, you getting big buttermilk biscuits. You getting all of that. And I'm like, man, what the? You know, so you getting fried chicken, you getting pizza, you getting Salisbury steak. You understand me? You getting a meatloaf. You getting spaghetti. You know what I'm saying? Spaghetti and meatballs. You getting all of that stuff, man. And as soon as you leave and hit the penitentiary, you going straight to Slopville. You going straight to bulk meatville. You going straight to unedible food in the kitchen. You going straight to walking in the kitchen and they got Venus flytraps hanging all over in the kitchen with 1,000,000 flies on each one of them over top of your food. Yeah, where the table smell stinky and smell like throw up because they got all of these dirty rags that they wipe the table off with that they'll never clean up, you know? You going straight into being able to walk in the kitchen and go straight into nauseous and you want to throw up. And they want to feed you up in this joint. So those are the little differences between that receiving and going in that penitentiary, man. But I think receiving is just so dangerous because because everybody is scared and everybody trying to make a name for themselves. Everybody's trying to, you know what I'm saying, get prepared for the penitentiary. Everybody got nervous energy. Everybody's really shook, especially if it's your first time going. So you know when you get in a situation, or if I get into an argument, or if I get into a fight, they want to go all out. They want to go. I seen fights in the day room, man, and dudes be getting stomped out. You know what I'm saying? I mean, just kicked all in the face. Whenever they fold, nobody just never just let you be. Say, you got him, you got him. Then that don't happen in the penitentiary. That don't happen. Very rare. I ain't gonna never say never, but it's very rare though. You know what I'm saying? Because usually dudes gonna do you dirty, man. They gonna stomp you out. They gonna try to, take a piece of you, man. Take your teeth out, do something that everybody can remember so they can say, hey, he did that. And they figuring that that's gonna keep something up off them later on, man. So yeah, you in a make or break time in receiving far as like how you gonna do your time. How you gonna do it. Because it's gonna be a question that's gonna have to be answered, man. And then in receiving, they take community showers, so you getting used to that too. You got to be in the shower with 7, 8 other dudes. You did 7, 8 other dudes, and the dudes get to fight in the shower. And then you up in here buck naked, and you don't know what to do because these two dudes are scrapping and laying all over the floor and bouncing all. You know what I'm saying? All of these things. Police talking to you, greasy, handling you. You know what I'm saying? You got to decide what you're going to do with them, how you going to deal with them. If they talk to you like this, is you willing to buck? Is you willing to go to the hole? Is you trying to figure out what the hole feel like now? You see what it's like to be in a cell like this with another person. Can you mentally handle that being in a cell like that by yourself? Where you can't get visits, you can't use the phone, you can't, you know what I'm saying, call your people to let them know. Bro, it's just a lot going on. You got to process all of this at the same time. And then you got dudes running around you trying to make a name for themselves, poke their chests out, trying to do 1,000,000 push-ups and lift everything on the weight pile. So when they get to penitentiary, they think that ain't nobody gonna bother them because they swole up or they cut up. Man, don't nobody care nothing about that. You fighting at that, man. They got them things up in there. And then you got the transition from that. You got to go from the fighting there to now you get in penitentiary and you think you gonna fight, but they poking, man. They poking. They said, you know what I'm saying? So it's a whole different world, man. So by you being and receiving, you gonna be gathering that information because you gonna have some old timers that's going back to penitentiary. And they're gonna be trying to scare you. They're gonna be trying to put the fear of God in you, tell you, yeah, man. They're gonna be waiting on you, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah. You like to fight? Oh yeah, they ain't fighting in the penitentiary, man. They use that steel up in there. Yeah. Oh, you too little, Shaw. You better put some weight on. Oh, Shaw, yeah, man. What you locked up for? Man, all that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So this is the make and break part right here. when you get to receiving. This is the make or break where you decide how you gonna do this bit, if you gonna do this bit, and can you do this bit. Because if you don't decide, they're gonna decide for you. You see what I'm saying? And I know it's sad, man, but the first time you get into anything physical, even from the jail, you gotta show out. When you get into something physical and receiving, you gotta show out. You get into something physical in prison, you gotta show out. And it's gonna be at the next man expense, and then, but at the same time, you know, that's just the way it crumbles, because you could be on the other end of that. Just like, you know what I'm saying, you trying to inflict pain and send messages, everybody else got the same mindset. So once you know that, man, you just gotta move accordingly, because yeah, receiving gonna have you, man. It's gonna have you thinking about a lot, and you're gonna be rethinking everything you ever did wrong on the street to put you in this position. You're gonna be hoping and praying to no avail that you could go back in time and change everything, but you can't. It's impossible. Life don't work that way. You're gonna have to deal with it, man. Yeah, you're gonna have to deal with it. So, you know, yeah, man, my time in there was short, but like I say, everything happens for a reason. My receiving was short, and I got through right into the last day and off the top, which may have been needed for me. You know what I'm saying? Because of the amount of time that I was gonna be there. I didn't know I was gonna be there that long. I didn't know that I could do that much time, but obviously, you know, that's what happened, and that's how long I ended up being there. So I needed to go through what I went through. Every step I went in prison was necessary, I believe. Every stop was necessary. Every lesson turned out to be a blessing. Just had to find it. But yeah, it was rough. It was rough, man. It was rough because, like I said, even from receiving, when you get in the wall, you still had to make your mind up. Man, can I do this? You still got to make your mind up. Can I do this? Because it's going to go from jail to 0 to 50 receiving. And when you leave receiving and go to prison, it's going from 50 to 100. Just like that. No breaks, no rule books, no nothing. You in it, and you got to figure it out, or it's going to figure you out. And if it figure you out, it's probably going to be something that you don't want. You dig? But anyway, man, I just wanted to drop that on y'all, man. As y'all can see, I'm trying to get back right. I'm sweating there. Y'all just can't see it. So it might be coming up out of me. I don't know. But keep me in y'all prayers. I got y'all in mind. Let's go. Let's get it. TBP Nation, stand up. Salute. We out here. We going to keep bringing the heat. Man, stay tuned, man. Book coming. Merch coming. A lot more coming in 2026 if we just stay focused. Salute. Y'all be safe. Be smart. Make good decisions. And duck them hooks, man, because they out there, player. Yeah.
The banky special.
Yeah.
Pure deliciousness.
Pure deliciousness, man. My name is Banky, man. Everybody calls me Banky. That's the name that I got from my grandmother when I was young. I'm coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts.